Hi, everybody. I'm Kim Miller. I am the executive director and the founder of FemArt organization. We're a nonprofit. We support and promote women in the arts. And we are so happy and pleased to introduce to you today through an interview, Penny Edwards, who we are so happy has joined us. And we'll be talking a little bit more about her art and how she feels about it. And I would like to ask you first, Penny, as your opening question, how are you inspired to do art?
My art is all nature based, whether it's wildlife or landscape, scenery, whatever. And when I will see something out in nature and think, oh wow, look at that! Look at those colors! Look at those feathers! Look at that expression! Oh, I wonder how long that waterfall has been there. Um, and and when something really catches my eye and really inspires me, then I want to see if I can recreate it with paint. I want to see if I can capture the soul of the animal, or if I can capture um, the feeling of being in that landscape position. I want people to be able to feel it, feel the energy in that tree, or feel the coolness in the water, or whatever. So that's how I get inspired. Is just when I see something that just kind of knocks my socks off.
Excellent. Can you tell me a little bit about that picture that's behind you over your shoulder? I believe it's a giraffe.
Yeah, the giraffe was from my trip to South Africa a couple of years ago. That was one of the most amazing trips that I've ever taken. I've been very fortunate to be able to travel quite a bit, and that giraffe. I don't know if you. This is something I want people to see in my art. Besides just seeing it, I want them to feel it and not just look at it, but truly see it. If you've ever paid attention to a giraffe, they have eyelashes that are about this long, and they have huge long tongues for reaching out, pulling leaves off the trees, and it's just like, oh my gosh, look at that! And this one was just looking right at me. Um, and one of the paintings that I entered in this show, where the wild women go, is another painting from my trip to South Africa, of an elephant that I saw and just had an immediate connection with. And if you want to go on my website, pennyedwardsart.com, I have a little write-up about the story behind that elephant and why it captured my attention. And every time I think about that story, I get goosebumps. It was just a real meant to be connection with that animal.
Excellent. That's actually going to lead into my next question. You are talking about how you want people to feel when they see your art and how you feel when you see the art. Are you doing art primarily for yourself, or do you do it for the person who's going to be viewing it?
I guess I do it for both. Like I said, I do what inspires me and what really captures my heart, and um, and I hope that when I do a painting, that people will get that same feeling. And when I post something on my website, I always put a little story behind it, where I saw it, what it meant to me, whatever. And even when I do pet portraits, I will get someone, if I can't see the animal and photograph it myself, I'll get someone to send me multiple photos of their pets, so I can see the eyes and get into that soul, and hopefully that's what the people that see my art can do too.
I love that. And you also mentioned, because of your world travels and going to South Africa and different places, I would also like to approach the next question with how you feel your artwork impacts local cultural identity as well as global, because our upcoming show, Where the Wild Women Go, is going to be featured in a global stage with the virtual experience of our art exhibit. And it'll be interesting that people from South Africa can possibly be viewing your artwork as they go through our virtual gallery. Can you tell
Yeah.
me, do you believe that your artwork has an influence or an impact locally and globally?
I think that, well, for instance, in this show, I entered the elephant, which is from South Africa. I entered a bird, which is that I saw in a wildlife preserve in Lakeland, Florida, and then I put in a butterfly that's in my wild backyard. So people in this show will be able to see and experience what I did with this elephant in South Africa, um, but also see what we have here in Florida, and know that you only have to go in your backyard to see wild things. Um, and I have paintings that I just finished one that I did of a woman that was our Italian guide in Italy. And I have been to Cuba, different places. So hopefully people that are not able to travel to those places will be able to see and maybe feel a little of what I did. And then people that aren't able to come to America can see and feel some of what we have in Florida. And I have, like, I have paintings from different states and different places I've been. So hopefully it'll give people just a kind of a sense of the differences. And yeah, it's a big world and there are a lot of differences, but nature, when you just come down to it, it's all the same.
I love it. I have to say, from a personal standpoint and on behalf of FemArt, we're so happy to have you as a FemArt artist who has been in many of our shows. And I believe that your visual voice is so important, and it really lets everyone know that women's artwork is very relevant. And as you have been comparing the natural scenes to local and global impact, I believe that your artwork is phenomenal and very important to our cultural identity. So I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart
Oh,
for being part of
thank
that.
you.
And
Thank you. And thank you for doing this virtual show in these times.
yeah, it's going to be a new way. FemArt's going to be traveling globally, I guess, and
Yeah.
getting all of the women's voices out there. We're so proud to be promoting and supporting women artists like you. And it's important that your visual voice gets out there. And I'm just really excited and looking forward to seeing you in our upcoming Where the Wild Women Go. And one final question, just before we go, to send you off. When you are sitting and getting inspired to actually apply the brush to the canvas, or to take the photograph, or whatever you are going to do in that creative process, which do you prefer, wine or tea?
Oh, tea when I'm being creative and painting, wine when I'm coming down from that and thinking about it. So tea when I'm being creative.
I love it. I love it. Well, on behalf of the tea, I say cheers. And for that wine comment, I say cheers as well. Thank you so much, Penny. Thank you for
Thank you.
being with us,
Thank you.
and look forward to seeing you in the show.